All right. All right. What's going on, fam? All right. We're here. All right. We're here. And we're going to do what we do. Everybody's getting the alerts right now. What's going on, man? I'm 30 minutes behind schedule, but I'm here. Let me let everybody know on the gram that we're ready to do what it do. It's Sunday. I'm back at home in the States. I'm ready to roll. What's going on, guys? Y'all come on in. Shout out to the family, man. How y'all doing? Excuse me. How's everybody living? How is everybody living? All right, we're going to have a good discussion on tonight's broadcast, my friends and family. Let me just let everybody know on the gram that we're live right now. And then once I do that, we're going to pop this thing all the way off. Let me switch it up. Hey, what's up? I'm live right now on YouTube. So swipe up and join me live right now. All right. Hold on. When I do this, it's only popping. All right. And I hope you had a great Sunday, man. The weather was beautiful out here in LA. Shout out to Jamaica. I was in Jamaica last week. And Jamaica, they just had that Buju Banton performance, man. Huge concert out there in Jamaica. I wish I could have went. I left right before it popped off. What's up, Miss Kawami? How are you? My man, I'm drinking. Speaking of Jamaica, I've been on my soursop game. I ordered me some soursop because I was drinking so much of it in Jamaica. So I had to get it popping back home. You dig? So my soursop game is going to be heavy. All right. All right, man. We got a lot to touch up on. A lot of stuff to break down. What's a sleeper cell? Sleeper cell is people who lie dormant among you, and these people are really there to undermine you. They lie dormant among you, and they're really there to undermine you. Let me see how much sugar in there. Really, it's 12 grams of sugar. There's 12 grams of sugar in there. I'm looking at the ingredients now. It's low calories, so it's good stuff for you. All right. Excuse me. Got that miracle for yeah, man. I was over there in Jamaica, man, getting it in. Shout out to Jamaica. Much love to them. But today we're going to talk about sleeper cells within foundational Black American society. All right? And I've talked about sleeper cells before. But we really got to see what's popping with these sleeper cells in Black society, foundational Black American society. We got to be very cognizant of this. As you know, in New Zealand, there was a terror attack. There was a white supremacist terror attack. The white supremacists had planned this for a long time. He planned it for a couple of years. He shot dozens of people at a mosque, or a couple of mosques out there in New Zealand. This was racially motivated. We got to understand that white supremacy is their religion. The killer, the white supremacist, he was shouting out certain internet personalities. One in particular was PewDiePie. He said, subscribe to PewDiePie. So the PewDiePie, he's one of the most popular YouTubers who's basically a suspected white supremacist. He says a lot of racist stuff. Okay, why is my kid out here? Why are you outside? Where's your mom? Okay, my son snuck out the house. Hold on. He's out here in his drawers. Hold on one second. Hold on. Go back in the house, buddy. I don't know why mom. Go back in the house. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Get him. I'm like, what the hell is he? What's he doing out here? He walked out the house by himself? Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Peanut was in the bathroom. The kids unlocked the front door and came out here. Damn. All right. Okay. Now, what was I saying? What was I saying? Yeah, they know I'm out here, so they want to come out here and kick it with me, but it's their bedtime. They got to go to school tomorrow. Okay. Now, what was I saying, guys? Speaking of the kids, we were at a play place earlier today, and there was some little kid there. He looked like he was Mateo's age. Mateo's 2. This little kid looked like he was about 2. Little mixed kid. You know, his mom was a light-skinned sister. I don't know what else he was mixed with. But this kid hit Mateo. But this was kind of a little badass kid. He was throwing shit, hitting people, so he was kind of like extra bad. And he hit Mateo, and Mateo started crying. TJ wanted to whoop this boy's ass so bad. TJ was so frustrated because he knew the little boy was smaller than him. So TJ's yelling at him, "Hey, stop it!" He's yelling at him, and TJ's like real frustrated he couldn't whoop this little boy's ass for hitting Mateo. But TJ was mean mugging this fucking kid the whole day. TJ didn't want to play no more. He just kept stalking that little boy, just looking for an angle to fuck him up real quick so nobody can see it. Oh, and that really pissed TJ off. That really, really pissed him off. But TJ knew, you know, it was a little boy, so TJ, I guess he knows from school you don't hit smaller kids, and that was just really, really frustrating him. He wanted to fuck this kid up so bad. Yeah, that's his brother. Yeah, that's his little brother. Yeah, TJ didn't want to play no more. He put his shoes back on. Man. But TJ was like low-key shadowing the kid around the play place, just waiting for him to go off in a corner somewhere so TJ can go there and bomb on him. I'm like, TJ, just chill, man. Just chill out, bro. And the little boy's mom apologized. I guess he's a known hitter. Like, did my son hit your son? Yes, he did. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. So, but that TJ, I say TJ, he apologized. He didn't give not a fuck. He didn't give a shit. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. All right. So I'm talking about that PewDiePie guy. The killer in New Zealand shouted out that PewDiePie guy. And PewDiePie, he's known for throwing up the alt-right hand sign, all of his racial stuff. He's clicked in with that alt-right. And family, this is why you don't take that alt-right stuff and all these white supremacists online. You don't take them lightly. You don't take them lightly. Don't let them throw you off by their trolling. Because when the white supremacist, and he's an admitted white supremacist, the killer who did this murder, because he did this 75-page manifesto talking about his views, it's that whole white genocide, so we have to start a war and all that same Dylan Roof garbage. When this white supremacist went to court, he's throwing up a white supremacist hand signal, that okay sign. And again, family, don't wait for the white supremacists to confess to the fact that they're throwing up white supremacist hand signals. Don't wait on them to confess. That's something that you should reiterate every single day. They're going to lie no matter what. That okay signal, they've adopted it, and that's the new Nazi signal. That's all it is. They've adopted the okay hand sign, and that's like a new Nazi symbol. That's how they can identify each other, and then when they get caught, they start trolling and acting like it's a joke. A gang of people are dead, and this guy's throwing up a sign. And to them, that is a joke. You got to understand what the white supremacists are saying. When they say they throw up their little racist signs as a joke, It is a joke because the death of non-white people, that's a joke to them. And this killer on his gun, he had some very interesting things. He had some significant dates as far as warfare, dates of Europeans fighting the Turks. Something very interesting, he had Charles Martel's name on the barrel of the gun with the number 14. 14 means the 14 words, we must preserve the future of white children, something like that. But Charles Martel, see, this is why it's very important to know history. Charles Martel, many white supremacists give him praise for stopping the Moors from coming into the rest of Europe and dominating it. Okay? The white supremacists, they understand history. They're always trying to tell you history is insignificant. Let's stop worrying about history. No, you better worry about history. Look at the wins and the losses and the significance of certain things. And also Islamic invasion, that means black invasion. See, watch the code words they use. They try to make it about religion. The religion is white supremacy. Let's break this down. Because the white supremacists, they understand sleeper cells, what they perceive as sleeper cells within their community. They understand the concept of that, and that was them putting what they perceive as sleeper cells on notice. But during the Middle Ages, when the Moors took over Spain, they were going over into France. Charles Martel was a military leader over in France, and they set up shop and they stopped the Moors from coming over. Now, what happened? The Moors went over and they started a lot of infighting and bickering amongst each other, and the French, the Franks, whatever you want to call them at that time, Charles Martel and those people just kind of took advantage of that. And they pushed the Moors back into Spain. All right? So they thank Charles Martel for stopping the Moors from going all the way into Europe and dominating all of it. Now, the influence of the Moors, it reached all over Europe. But the physical domination really was relegated to Spain and some parts of Italy. Got it? And the reason why they thank Charles Martel is because they understood the Moors, these were black men at the time. The Moors were black, based on all the descriptions of them. They changed, their presence changed the phenotype of the people in Spain. That's why Spanish people were darker. They knew if the Moors were to dominate all of Europe would have been black again. Got it? So they use code words. They thank people like Charles Martel for saving the white race. That's how they look at it. I'm going to get on Candace Owens in a minute. But they thank him for saving the white race. They frame it around Islam, Islamic invasion. When you hear the word Islamic invasion in the context of history, Dave, you said the Moors were not black at all. They were Arab. Okay. You gonna roll with that? Are we gonna roll with that? Because now it's receipt time. Hold on, who said that? Somebody said, I'm wrong. That's Dave. Everybody say hello to Dave. Dave, I'm gonna bring a few receipts, okay? Okay. Okay. Let me bring some receipts for you. All right. Since that's what Dave is going to roll with, let me bring a couple of receipts, Dave. And I don't mind people challenging. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Okay. Well, let me get on Dave. Just in case anybody has any doubts about what I'm, Dave might be a suspected white supremacist. So let's just go to that time. Let's look at the artwork of that time, okay? Not what I'm saying. Let's just look at what they wrote down and drew during that time frame. This is a piece of art, and we talked about this in the Hidden Colors films. This is a piece of art that goes back to 1399, the year 1399. Around 1399, year 1400, okay? Now, just in case, he might be trolling, but let me just drop some stuff here, just in case. All right, just in case he's trolling or whatever. All right, what you see here, this is a tapestry called Wild Men and the Moors. All right, this was a tapestry. They say circa 1400. That's the latest it could have been, but some people say it's from the 1300s. Okay, but this is the Moors. These are the Moors fighting the wild men. The wild men are white. As you see, you got these black men in castles. This is from Germany. You got it? So notice the black men. I mean, they're jet black with arrows and the bandanas around their heads. And look up there, you see the king and queen in the castle. All right? So were those people lying? I mean, this is just too easy to debunk at this time. So when people start talking about that, the Moors were this, the Moors were that, the Moors were black. Let's just stop it. The Moors were black. Yeah, the Arabs were black. I mean, if you want to play that game, because Arab is not really a race. You know, and our brother Kaba said in Hidden Colors 1, in order to be an Arab, you have to have an African bloodline. That's the thing that makes you an Arab. All right? And I can do this all day long. I can just keep showing different contemporary images of the Moors, and all the Moors images were black at that time. You know? So that's just what it is. We can, you know, I can bring receipts and we can just play that game. But let's just not waste time, okay? But this white supremacist killer, you know, and a lot of other white supremacists, their thing is they do not want another rise of the Moors, black people. And again, they address sleeper cells within their community because you have Middle Easterners now and people who are Muslims now. Some of them are classified as white, especially when they get to Western countries, when they get to places like Europe, New Zealand, it's been westernized. But a lot of these people, when they get into Western countries, they classify themselves as white. A lot of times without their garb on, some of them can mix in. The white supremacists, they've always been weary of those sleeper cells, people who can sneak in those African genes. You understand? They've always been weary of people who can slip in African genes. This is why they don't do too many mass attacks on black folks. With black people, it's an individual constant. Systematically, black people, especially here, we are already completely neutralized. Black Americans are completely neutralized. They know that systematically. So that's a given. But every now and then, they got to get some of these older groups. Not older, but other groups. I'm sorry, other groups. They got to get some of these other groups to make a statement. See, it's too easy to just smack black folks around. You're not making a statement when you smack black people around because all of society has accepted that black people should be smacked around. You understand me? So killing a bunch of black folks, you're not going to prove anything because the dominant society is perfectly fine with that. Shooting an innocent black person, the dominant society is perfectly fine with that. Now, shooting a church full of Muslims, now we're going to make a statement. Shooting a synagogue full of Jewish people, now you're making a statement. Shooting a church full of white people, that's what they do as well. They'll go shoot up a white church too, like down in Texas. The white supremacists went and shot up a white church. People are like, why are they doing that? Because they want to make an impact. They want to show that they mean business. You dig? Now, we're completely neutralized. And it's totally acceptable to kick black people around. Down there in Florida, that immigrant race soldier, Hispanic immigrant race soldier, shot that black man, Charles something. Well, I forgot what his name is, but the brother was dealing with the autistic gentleman. The man was out in the autistic man was in the street playing with the truck. The black man, who was his caretaker, went out there. The police came. The brother laid on his back with his arms in the air, said, "Hey, look, I'm his caretaker. He's autistic. I don't have a weapon. Everything is cool." Charles Kinsley. Charles was laying on his back with his hands up, explaining what the situation was down there in Miami. The race soldier shot him anyway, for no reason at all. Charles asked him, "Why did you shoot me?" He said, "I don't know." That's what the race soldier said. The race soldier went to court and walked. It was a mistrial. That's very significant, guys. That's very significant because they're letting us know no matter what you do, it's okay to shoot you. He was trying to kill Charles, but he just didn't kill him. They're letting us know it's perfectly fine to shoot you for any reason, and we're going to walk. That's the reason why he did it. He shot Charles because he knew nothing was going to happen to him, especially in Florida. They know Florida. And let me tell you something. Down there in Miami, I can almost guarantee you that jury pool was with a bunch of goddamn immigrants on that damn jury pool. I can almost guarantee you. Wannabe Anglo immigrants on that jury. This is why we got to get off that. We should have been off that kumbaya, black-brown alliance garbage a long time ago. Speaking of Florida, down in Florida again this week, some sisters called the police because some dude pulled a gun on them. The police showed up and hemmed the sister up. The police showed up. He had a Hispanic accent. The sister was emotional and upset because somebody pulled a gun on her. I knew something was going to pop off sideways because of the dumbass questions the cops were asking the women. When they show up and start asking a bunch of dumb questions instead of apprehending the person who's the suspect, they're looking for a reason to gaffle you up. And the sister was getting emotional, like, I mean, you know, he pulled a gun on me. I mean, y'all were gonna do something. And then the race soldier, you shut up, you shut up. You stop yelling at me. You stop yelling at me. You stop it. And then put the sister in a headlock and all this old shit. Then I think they suspended the race soldier. But y'all better get off that intersectionality garbage and all that stuff and all that kumbaya coalition jazz. Ain't no coalition. Ain't no coalition, and we got to stop caping for other groups because ADOS at the end of the day, we're all we got. We're all we got. Hold on 1 second. Let know food is here for her. Hold on. Yeah, hold on, guys. All right. But now we're going back to the race soldier out there in New Zealand. He was writing in his manifesto about saving the white race. The white race numbers are dwindling. That whole thing. Same thing, Dylan Roof. All these people are talking that white genocide, immigration is white genocide, even though he was a damn immigrant. And understand what some of these words mean. Because he's talking about immigration and he's a damn immigrant. White people are not the original people from Australia or New Zealand. These were places where melanated people were. And in Australia, they still are. They just marginalized the people. See, they go and wipe out a people and then start whining about immigration. they start whining about immigration. Immigration means you were born non-white. To them, to the white supremacists. So immigration means something different to us than it does to them. When we talk about immigration, we're talking about people who come over to a land that we built and, get access to the resources that was generated by our free labor. That's what we mean by immigrant. Immigrant to them means you were born non-white. That's what immigration means to them. They are not indigenous to nowhere. As a matter of fact, today is St. Patrick's Day. Do you know the history of St. Patrick according to legend? St. Patrick, according to legend, and these are white scholars who pointed this stuff out. I can give you citations from white scholars. Now, we know that scientists in Europe, recently, they have pointed out that the original inhabitants of Ireland were dark-skinned people with blue eyes. That's what Cheddar Man and all that stuff. They've always known this, but now they're admitting it. Okay? They're admitting it. Now, the legend of St. Patrick was that he killed snakes or ran snakes out of Ireland. And, they worshiped him and all this old stuff. But number one, ain't no snakes in Ireland. Ireland is way too cold for some damn snakes. So snakes, that's a metaphor. The people who inhabited that area were dark-skinned people, also very short people called Twa people. That's where the legend of the leprechauns came from. Right. The Twa people were very short people. And they thought that they had mystical powers. They've always thought that about African people. Little people, dwarves, they've always thought that they've had mystical powers. Just like a lot of the pygmy gods. There are a lot of pygmy gods out of Africa. But the Twa people were real. They were very short people out there they were in the Ireland area. And according to many contemporaries, they described the original people of Ireland as dark-skinned people, as black people. Many of the Greeks who went up in there, they described the people as the same color as the folks in Ethiopia, meaning Africa. So according to legend, these were the people that St. Patrick ran out. There was a genocide of these people that they ran out of Ireland. All right? So, yeah, you better understand history. The Twa people, right. And also, we talked about in Hidden Colors that the original inhabitants of Europe before the Warming Ice Age were the Grimaldi people, were African people, were black-skinned people. So this has been proven over and over again. These are white scholars saying this. And you go read books by Gerald Massey, McRitchie, David McRitchie, who's an Ireland scholar or Irish historian. And they would write these books back in the 1800s when the white people in the dominant white society, a lot of them would tell the truth. A lot of them will tell the truth. I'm going to get on Just Hilarious. Don't worry. I'm getting on Just Hilarious. I'm getting on that. So, this is why we got to understand history. So, when these white supremacists start talking about somebody immigrating to their land, what the hell is your land? What is your land? What land are you indigenous to? White supremacists? Because every land you so-called claim, somebody melanated was there first. So their land is anywhere they show up. Their land is the whole planet. That's why black people, when I hear black folks saying, we need to separate, ain't no separation from the white supremacists. There is no separation from them because they own the planet. They control the planet. We've allowed them to control the planet. And again, the only place that they've never colonized on this planet is one little small island, North Sentinel Island. That's the only place that they've never colonized. Now, they control the whole planet. Now, they could blow that island up. I think they would do something to the atmosphere. I've said this before. I think the only reason they haven't blown that island up is because of the way and the location it's in. It would cause some kind of catastrophic damage to the rest of the planet. That's probably the only reason why they haven't just sent one of their bombs or drones over there. It would cause some kind of damage. And they can't go in there physically because those North Sentinelese will kill their asses the minute they step on that beach. That's North Sentinel Island. The North Sentinelese, as we know, the minute they step on that beach, they'll get murked. All right? So, when these white supremacists are talking about white genocide, they have to understand, and I hope the white supremacists are listening, taking your anger out on black folks because of white genocide, black people are not the ones who are genociding you. See, when they do that, that's to let other non-white people know when they get to a very detrimental minority, they still want to remain in power. They will show you the depths they will go in order to maintain power and dominance, even as a minority. That's what this violence is. The violence is really about, I'm willing to kill you in large numbers at the drop of a hat if you get out of line. I'm showing you what I'm capable of. So when my numbers dwindle, y'all better get some act right. Other groups aren't genociding them. The white supremacists are already segregated. So these murders is just them showing, hey, I'm crazy. When our numbers get low, it's a scare tactic. Because understand, the white supremacists know their issue is not with other people mingling in with you. Those Muslims over there, they have their own communities. They don't mix in with the Anglos. Hollering about black folks don't mix in with you like that. You understand? They understand that their issue is with nature. You're dying off because of natural decrease. And we talk about this in HC5. We really break this down in HC5. The white supremacists, your numbers are naturally dwindling and it can't be reversed. And in the next, really, couple of 100 years, it ain't going to really be popping for you. So your fight is with nature. Because what are you going to do, white supremacists? If you go somewhere, let's say you go, all y'all move to Greenland or somewhere, and get into an incestuous thing. The diseases, the genetic diseases that comes from that, you're going to get wiped out anyway faster. That's why y'all living in these little white supremacist enclaves all around the country, that's why y'all dying off now. You know why a lot of these old hick towns where these people are dying off, these little white supremacist sundown town and these enclaves, they're dying because of the damn incest. You've cornered yourself off. Your cousin had a baby by your uncle and your aunt, all this old nasty bullshit. And the genetic diseases are getting in your ass. You dig? Look at all these random people in the dominant society just dropping dead. What's that cat from 90210 who just dropped dead? Yeah, these towns, y'all on the pipe. I've seen so many videos of these white supremacist suspects overdosing, you laying out in the street, and then some black person pouring some milk on you. I keep seeing videos like that. Have y'all been noticing that? These people are wet. Luke Perry, yeah, he done died mysteriously. They said it was a heart attack, but these people out here overdosing, you know, because they got all these diseases. Black folks out here trying to save you. Come on now. You got to breathe, Becky. The Lord's going to bring you back now. We need some milk. Give me some of that salsa. He's going to bring you back. You know, y'all. Oh, man. Your argument is with nature. It's nature that's doing it to you. You understand? Luke Perry, yeah, that's his name. It's nature. Living in these little white supremacist enclaves, you thought, okay, we're going to hoard all the resources, kick the black folks out, dominate and mistreat them, and we're going to live in our little happy enclaves. And now you got all these diseases. AIDS is still rampant. I always talk about that. They downplay AIDS. Starting in the 90s, they started, you notice all of a sudden white people didn't get AIDS no more. In the 80s, they were flooded with AIDS. White people dying left and right because of AIDS. And all of a sudden, you don't hear about them dying of AIDS no more. So where did the AIDS go in white society? It's still there. They just call it something else. So when these people just randomly die for some crazy reason, some random reason, well, he had liver disease. You know, it's some shit they had made up. Well, he had a tuna casserole disease. You understand? Now, I've always said this. Remember, even when black folks get AIDS, that's where you're getting it from. You're getting it from the dominant white society. That's why they always show AIDS in the black community. AIDS. They make it a black thing. But black folks are getting it from people in the dominant white society. Even when AIDS first came out, remember the early reports of AIDS, it was white men and a handful of Caribbeans. Y'all go look up the research on AIDS when it first came out, when they started reporting AIDS in the early 80s. They said it was white men, gay white men, and black folks from like certain Caribbean countries. And the reason they were getting it in the Caribbean countries because that's where the white men would go for sex tours. You understand? Yeah, a lot of people say, yeah. When you see these people, remember in the 80s, all them white celebrities were falling left and right because of AIDS. Big name, Rock Hudson, Anthony Perkins, Freddie Mercury. They were down, Liberace. And remember, they tried to lie about Liberace. They tried to lie and say it was something else, and then the coroner had to come out and say, nah, it was AIDS. Because they tried to change the diet. They were trying to hide it. Yeah, like Charlie Sheen. You think Charlie Sheen's the only one? And what did they say Patrick Swayze had? They're still talking about George Michael had some kind of liver disease or some bullshit. And please, didn't George Michael's boyfriend die of AIDS? Yeah. Yeah, John Holmes, a lot of them white porn dudes from the 80s, a gang of them died. Yeah, Liberace, yeah, that whole Studio 54 crowd where black folks land up with them gay white men at Studio 54, and the owner of Studio 54 died. of AIDS. You know? We're just talking about diseases and how the white supremacists are out here carrying out mass killings, trying to do that under the guise of white genocide. You're dealing with nature. That's nature getting at you. Yeah? And let's remember, a story just came out a couple of weeks ago where there were some white supremacist doctors who admitted spreading AIDS in Africa. They admitted it, spreading AIDS in South Africa. So, just showing you how devious the white supremacists are. Cancer is the cover-up. Yeah, understand, when you see these people in the dominant society just die of some random disease, a lot of times it's AIDS. They're just hiding it. Yeah? Now, this killer in New Zealand, he also mentioned Candace Owens' name in his manifesto. He was like, he was influenced by Candace Owens, and Candace Owens is trying to distance herself. And that shows how dangerous these bedwench sleeper cells are. You see how detrimental and dangerous these bedwenches are? You dig? These bedwenches are very dangerous, and the white supremacists use them to put them out there to hide their racism and let these white supremacists utilize their racist anti-black talking points. And that sends messages to other white extremists. Now we see how dangerous that is. And people like Candace Owens, they've been sleeper cells within black society for a long time. And many of these people come from an immigrant background. Candace Owens, remember, she's Caribbean. Candace Owens is Caribbean. Her family is from the Virgin Islands. We researched it. Candace Owens' family is from the Virgin Islands. And remember, a lot of these people, not all, but we got to understand, a lot of these first and second gen and even third gen immigrants, they come over here and they do not identify with us. We are another competitive group. You understand? We are another competitive group to them, and they will undermine us at the drop of a hat. And remember, Candace Owens, she initially was experiencing racism, I think somewhere in Connecticut, and she had the NAACP help her get some money. So she was crying racism, racism, racism when it was convenient. Then when she got the bag, she jumped over there with the white supremacists and started bedwenching it up. And we have to understand these groups are running the game on us. Many of these coonigrants, we sitting up here thinking we on some Pan-African thing, and these groups look at themselves as something other. And we really have to understand that that's not all, but I'm talking about the ones who get here. I'm not talking about many of the ones who are in their own country. When you go to some of these African and Caribbean countries, the people are actually very cool. I was just in Jamaica, nothing but love in Jamaica. I didn't get no coon vibe, no coon energy whatsoever, but we have to understand, in certain countries, you have coons, and then the coons want to leave because ain't nobody rocking with them. So you have a family tree of coons, and the coons are desperate to immigrate over here. Like, for example, there's one Ethiopian coon who makes a lot of videos about me. And you know who you are, you Ethiopian coon. I think he's a first or second gen immigrant from Ethiopia. He knows who he is. He makes all these little fuck nigga videos, and they're not even worth mentioning. They don't get too many views. But you know who you are, fuck nigga. And understand, niggas like that, and I've been to Ethiopia, beautiful people there. You know, that's the home of people like King Menelik, fighter warriors. You got warriors out there, very proud of their heritage, but understand, there's one or two coons out there, And these coons have coon children. He's a nobody significant. It's really a nobody significant, but they know who they are. But you have these coonigrants who came from coon parents. Your parent was a coon over there in Ethiopia. Nobody was fucking with him over in Ethiopia. They were doing anything they could to get up out of there. They were willing to be coons to sell out the people there, and they got out of there and brought your little coon baby ass here and raised you to be a coon. You understand? And your daddy was a fuck nigga and you a fuck nigga. You dig? So we got to understand these refugee coons that we have over here who are acting as sleeper cells. We got coons from other countries who couldn't cut it in their country. Let me tell you something. If you're a coon in Jamaica, you ain't gonna make it. The Jamaicans don't play that. They don't like coons over there. So you had to get up out of Jamaica. That's why when you see Jamaicans over here, they're not like the ones over there. The Jamaicans over there are riders. The coons couldn't cut it over there in Jamaica. So they understand over here, we welcome a lot of people. We have a lot of heart and we welcome a lot of people to our chagrin. So we allow these people over here and we nurture them, we feed them, raise them up, we fight for them, we vote for people to allow them over and they turn around and they flip on us. Yeah, these are refugee coons. Yeah, your coon ass couldn't cut it where you were from. Your mama and daddy couldn't cut it. They weren't shit over there. So all they knew how to do was to bounce and leech off other fucking people. You understand? And that's what we have. A lot of these Negroes coming over here, eating off us and disrespecting. And we're going to have to shut down these sleeper cells, refugee coons. Today, the comedian Jess Hilarious, she was on a flight. I don't know where she was going, but she made a video. There were some dudes on the plane with turbans, and she said she felt uncomfortable, and I think she got the guys kicked off the plane. But they were Sikhs from India, I think. She thought they were Muslims, and she felt uncomfortable because there were a number of them, and she got them kicked off the plane. Now, whether you agree that she did that, that's neither here or there. If she felt uncomfortable, so she didn't get them kicked off. Somebody explain it to me then, because I thought she had them kicked off. Am I wrong? Let me be very clear about what I'm saying. I know Sikhs are from India. They're not Muslim. I'm gonna get on that in a minute. But she thought they were Muslims. So she did not get them kicked off the plane. What happened? She did not get them kicked off. Okay, well, they were saying she got them kicked off the plane. Now what happened? She admitted she didn't get kicked off. Okay, so what happened? Okay. Oh, she was making a joke. Okay, thank y'all for clearing that up. Okay, because the way people were acting, I'm thinking that she got them kicked off the plane. Okay, so she's just making a joke about it. Oh, okay. So the airlines kicked them off the plane. Okay, now I'm confused. It was someone else who got him kicked off? Okay, the plane was evacuated, but not because of her. Okay. Got it. Okay. Man, now that really puts another whole thing to it, because the way people were acting, they were acting like she got them kicked off the plane. The way they were acting. So she just made jokes about it. Like, oh, she was uncomfortable. Okay, so she made jokes. Okay. So it wasn't even that bad. Okay. So she's making these jokes. It was just an evacuation. Okay. So now that puts another context to it because this was a joke. She just made jokes. Oh, I got them kicked off the plane because I was uncomfortable. And there was a lot of black folks on Twitter throwing her under the bus. Oh, she's canceled. Oh, just hilarious ain't shit. Now, these were black people. These were a lot of black people going in on her. Yeah, I was about to say, because I thought that was kind of weird. Black folks can't really get folks kicked off on that plane. But there were a lot of black folks on Twitter. Oh, she's canceled. Oh, just hilarious and stupid. How dare you? So they were really caping hard for the Sikh guys. They were really going in on Just. And I'm like, okay, what the hell is this about? I'm like, what in the hell is this about? And when I looked at all the people, the black people on Twitter criticizing Just Hilarious, most of them had foreign flags in their profile. Most of them had Caribbean flags, African flags in their profile. And I'm like, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Because why are these Negroes caping so hard for these other groups and going in on her like that? Why are they, not because of some kind of honor system you have. These Negroes, number one, many of them were trying to get brownie points from white mommy and white daddy. Also, they use that as an opportunity to use Jess as a proxy for all of the anti-foundational Black American hatred and jealousy that they already have. I noticed about 80% of the people that were going in on Just Hilarious were people who were Black immigrants. First and second gen. I noticed that. When I see a pattern like that, I'm like, okay, what's the real deal? This was about trying to get brownie points from white mommy, white daddy. You're supposed to be on code. You don't sit around here and go in on her caping for other groups. You don't do that. Because let me tell you something. Those Sikh dudes, that Bunty dude is one of those Sikh dudes from India. That Bunty dude who gets on Twitter and makes all types of vile comments about Black people, and he's all clicked in with the alt-right. These dudes are all, man, they got so much anti-Black hatred. And I didn't see one person from the Sikh community say anything about that dude or any other person from their community who spews anti-Black racism. Do you know over there in certain parts of India where these guys are from, when African immigrants go over there, they're whooping your damn ass? You African immigrants, y'all go to India, they smacking you around in the damn streets, and we take up for you. Other Indians and Sikhs, they don't sit up here and condemn their people for beating you up over there in India. Over there, when the brothers in Africa, again, remember, Africa got some riders. When the brothers in Africa took down that Gandhi statue, the people over there in India said, hey, y'all do that again, we gonna snatch the scholarships of these African immigrants over here to get y'all back in line. They stay on code. You ain't about to sit up here and diss our people. We gonna protect our people. Good, bad, right, or wrong. Black folks are always trying to audition for white people and other damn people. They never condemn their own. But Black folks go out of their way to throw another Black person under the bus for one of these other groups who can't stand your dumb ass anyway. And these are a lot of coon-immigrants. These immigrant coons, these refugee coons doing that. And we watching your ass. Because, see, they want to come in and replace us. A lot of them want to come and replace us, and they're trying to get brownie points. They're showing white mommy and white daddy, hey, look, I ain't on code with them. So if you want to wipe them out, I'm here for you. I'll be glad to take that slot. So they're auditioning. We better understand these immigrant coon cells within black society. You dig? That's why we're going to have to close that gate. We're going to have to close that gate, y'all. This is why we're going to have to start purging the filth and garbage within black society. We're going to have to start charging folks to the game. Organizations like the Congressional Black College, we're going to have to openly condemn them. Because the Congressional Black College, I saw the other day, they were going on about some policy that they're helping to push for immigration. They're pushing immigration policies. And these same Congressional Black College people, caucus, I'm sorry, not college, caucus. The minute you mention reparations, they start bucking their eyes and running. Caucus, I'm sorry, caucus. Congressional Black Caucus, I said college. Caucus. I know, my bad. I have so little respect for them, I don't even want to get their names right. The Congressional Butter Biscuit Caucus. The Congressional Butter Biscuit Caucus. Yeah, Dinesh D'Souza, that's another one. Yeah, Dinesh D'Souza is another one. But the Congressional Butter Biscuit Caucus, let me tell you something. And I asked this question on Twitter. Do you know they've been around since 1971? I challenge you to find one thing the Congressional Black Caucus has done specifically for black people. When we look at them, they have never, ever done anything specifically to help benefit black people. The Congressional Black Caucus is completely useless to black society. They shouldn't even be called a black caucus. They're an immigrant caucus. They are an immigrant organization with black faces on it. Their whole existence is to use the black struggle to further other groups. That's all they do. This is why all they do is get a bunch of Negro first, second generation immigrants and put them around John Lewis and do the Jedi mind trick. All they do, this is why they love getting these Negroes around John Lewis. What they do, get a bunch of these Congressional Black Caucus Negroes, put John Lewis there to talk about Selma, and then start flipping that into other policies. That's why they love putting John Lewis out there to talk about Selma, to give the impression that all these other Negroes were foundational black Americans as well, and they fought for the struggle of black folk. It's a Jedi mind trick that they do, man. They surround these people around John Lewis to give you the impression that they fought in the civil rights movement and that they are foundational black Americans, and they're not. The Congressional Black Caucus is full of damn immigrants. That's why they go so hard pushing these immigrant policies. They have done nothing to help foundational black Americans. They should change their names. We should force them to change their damn names. They shouldn't even have the privilege of using black, because they don't do a damn thing for black people. I'm insulted by the Congressional Black Caucus. They've sold us out to benefit themselves and their groups and other non-black people. And that's the long and short of it. You dig? We got to circle our wagons for foundational black Americans. And also, what I got to find that link of this one dude. He was on Joy Reid's show. Again, one of these dudes talking down on ADOS, Foundational Black Americans. Hold on. Let me find this clip of this dude. I want to show y'all what this dude was saying. Okay, where's this thing? Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Let me see if I can find it. Where's that guy? Okay, where's that guy? Where's that guy? Where's that guy? Where's that guy? Okay, here it is. Okay, let me play this. Okay, let me play this. So this guy, his name is Minister. What is his name? Reverend Mastelamela Mafumo, host of Make It Plain. Okay, he's on Sirius XM. Okay, let me show y'all. Let me play this of this guy. He was on Joy Reid's show. And Joy Reid is an immigrant, by the way. First and second gen immigrant. Hold on. All right, let me play this guy. All right, look, watch this. Hold on. Okay. In Joy Reid, there are some people that are pushing the immigration, the issue of reparations, but they have an ulterior motive. And watch these people who make these BS straw man arguments. Watch these people who make these straw man arguments. Now listen to this.
There are some people who are pushing the issue, but they have an ulterior motive. And if I could explain.
And now, when they say that, yeah, there are people pushing for reparations, but they have an ulterior motive, meaning I'm going to make up a bunch of stuff that they didn't say, okay? That's what they mean. Okay, now we're going to make up a bunch of stuff they didn't say.
Have an ulterior motive. And if I could explain, whenever you see people online refer to reparations, and they only hold Democratic candidates accountable, and then they say, if Democratic candidates don't support reparations, then black voters should stay home in 2020. That's how you know those people aren't genuine representatives of the reparations movement.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. You watch this dude. Watch him. Watch. Well, the reason why we hold the Democratic Party responsible because we've been so loyal to them. We've been so loyal to the damn Democratic Party. So yeah, we want to hold them responsible. The Republicans for the last 50 years, they haven't done nothing for us, and we haven't done nothing for them. We haven't voted for them. So yeah, the Democratic Party, we've been riding for them, getting our heads bashed in for them for the last 50-something damn years. So yeah, we want them to do something for us. Duh! Hell is you talking about? So you watch these type of Negroes, man. Hold on.
And we saw that type of exploitation in 2016. We want to make sure that our community, this go around, is not subjected to sort of what is really a cyber COINTELPRO, where an issue in our community is infiltrated.
Please. Now, this Negro is calling it COINTELPRO because we want some damn reparations? It's COINTELPRO because we want reparations? Well, what is that? Hold on.
And exploit and use against us. And it's time now more than ever. The organizations like NCOBRA and the National African American Reparations Commission, Joy, speak out to say these are the real and genuine positions on reparations, not what some are saying where they say, well, we don't believe in the Pan-Africanism, which is blasphemous to the reparations community. This is
okay, come on, thing.
100 years since the first Pan-African Congress held by W.B. Du Bois, when they say that.
Okay, hold on. Y'all got to see me on camera. Hold on. Okay, did y'all hear what this Negro just said? Okay. Did y'all catch what this Negro said? We don't believe in Pan-Africanism because Pan-Africanism is Wakanda talk at this point. It's symbolic at this point. Y'all talking Pan-Africanism, you're talking about it. It's symbolic at this point. Then this fool talked about W.B. Du Bois and W.E.B. Du Bois and Pan-African. W.B. Du Bois was the one who was dumping on Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was talking about Pan-Africanism. It was W.E.B. Du Bois dumping on Garvey. What is this dude talking about? I'm like, Drake? W.E.B. Du Bois? He was the one dumping on Garvey. Clowning Garvey for talking about going back to Africa and being a Pan-Africanist. That's why you need to understand history. When these clowns like this come out here lying, you got to watch these dudes. Wow. That dude said W.B. Du Bois. That's disrespectful to people like W.B. Du Bois, who went out of his way to dump on Marcus Garvey. Wow. Hold on.
Only those who are descendants of slaves in America matter. First of all, many in the black activist and black intellectual community don't even say slaves anymore. We say enslaved people because we embrace the glory of our ancestry.
Right.
That's a giveaway when you see that type of rhetoric. And
it ain't rhetoric. We were slaves. What the hell is he talking about? We were slaves. We want reparations for being slaves in America. See, when they start playing these little goofy-ass word games, we're not slaves. When you say enslaved, I say enslaved. It's supposed to be a slave. No, they had us down as slaves. Okay, we were slaves, so we want to get paid for being slaves in America. So now they have no argument, ma'am. They don't have no argument here. They're just babbling, trying to nitpick, drag anything out the air to hang their hat on. They're just using the world's weakest semantics. They have no argument.
And then lastly, when people exclusively talk about immediate cash payouts, if a Democratic candidate doesn't support immediate cash payouts, don't support them. Well, in COBRA, the National African American Reparations Commission, have been saying it's not even just about that. It's about entrepreneurial development.
It takes cash for that. What is it? It takes cash for that.
It's about access to capital.
That's cash. What is this fool talking about, man? What is he talking about? Why did he sound like Roland Martin low-key? Well, it's not about immediate cash. It's about economic development, which takes cash. It's about access to capital. That's cash. What is he talking about? That's cash. Capital is cash, fool. Sambo babble. This is Sambo babble. You're like, it ain't about cash. It's about access to capital. That's cash. This is what he's really trying to say. Hold on. So he's trying to Sambo babble his way around stuff. But hold on.
Entrepreneurial development. It's about access to capital. It's about healing, much like the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa.
No.
So when you see those
that Truth and Reconciliation, it's about healing. No, heal me with cash. I don't want no Truth and Reconciliation. Here they go. That's what he was trying to get to. They were trying to dance and coon babble. Well, it's about healing. That means us hugging white folks. That means getting around white folks and hugging them. That's what when they start talking about healing. When y'all hear healing, that means we need to get around some white folks and get to hugging. Hell no. Heal me with a check. A check is a Band-Aid for me. That's how I'm healed. Oh, that Truth and Reconciliation. Let's just reconcile and all love on each other. No, keep that. No, I'm good. Give me the check. You keep the love. Give me the damn check. You see? All that free hug stuff. Now we got to start loving on each other. Keep that bullshit. I'm good. They only bring that love and truth and healing around black folks. They don't say that to the Native American. We're going to heal. They don't say that to the Jewish community. They don't say that to all these other disenfranchised communities. They come in with checks. They come around us. We need to love and hug and rub and reconcile. And it's the truth. No, the truth is my check. The truth is my damn check. Keep that hug talk the hell out of here. the people they're trying to parade around on TV. Hold on, man, please.
Types of things. That's a red flag, and we ask people to support here and get behind the legitimate, long-standing reparations organization.
Long-standing, but you ain't done nothing. Long-standing and ain't got nan dollar. Ain't done nothing. You dig? It's that be-deep-deep, where my hug? Be-deep-deep, where my hug? Family, we ain't going for this no more. These days are over, fam. These days are over. And I can't pronounce this guy's name. Masilamela. I can't pronounce this dude's name for nothing. But let's go down this dude's timeline. Hold on. We're going to go down his timeline for 1 second. We're going to go down this dude's timeline. Hold on. And there's something else I wanted to show, too, about this dude. Hold on. There's a couple of things I want to show about this dude. Let's go down this guy's timeline because he did something very interesting. Him and Maxine Waters and Angela Rye were at some kind of meeting. I don't know what it was. But look at this. Hold on. Let me get it right. Let me find it while I'm digging here. See, we ain't going for the Jedi mind tricks no more, family. That's done. That's over. That's done. That's just over. Okay, hold on. Okay. I don't know what kind of meeting or something this was. They were in some kind of meeting. I don't know what it was. Hold on. Come on, thing. Come on, thing. Come on, thing. Come on, thing. All right, let me do this, guys. Okay. Okay, hold on 1 second. I gotta get it together. Okay. All right, let me show y'all this. So they were in, I don't know what this was they were in. The same guy, there's Maxine Waters and there's Angela Rye there. All right. That's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. That's not the one I want. Okay, hold on. That's not what I want. Come on, goddammit. That's not what I want. I get that in a minute. Well, y'all bear with me. I'm getting it together. Okay. All right. This is what I'm looking for right here. So this is him, the same guy who was on AM Joy. He's in some kind of meeting. I don't know if it's corporate. I don't know what it is. But he's up here talking about Wakanda Forever, Selma, Jubilee, Poor People's Campaign, all that old bullshit. All right, so they're in court. This is Pan-Africanism. They're up here doing the damn Wakanda. Look, here they go. They're up here doing some damn Wakanda salute. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of this dude. All right? That gives you an idea of this dude. And then when you look on his page, let me go to the other one. Hold on. Let me take that down. Now, when you look at the dude's page, you'll see what this type of dude is about. Whenever they start talking down on ADOS and Foundation of Black Americans, you'll see what these people are about. And let's scroll down this guy's timeline here. Let's just take a gander at this dude's page, all right? Let's take a gander, okay? So, look like he's all bouléed up, all the boulé folks. You dig? Hold on. Let me show you some of the folks he's all clicked in with. Hold on. Hold on. So all the boulé folks, he's all clicked in with. I'm going down this thing. So it's him, Sharpton, and Jesse. So this guy's all clicked in with the boulé. This is that dude, Malcolm Nance, this CIA dude who talks real greasy about black folks. So Malcolm Nance is a little Sambo who's talking about the ADOS is like the new Black Panthers, you dig? And look like he's up here with some white woman and look like there's a plate of butter biscuits there. Look like she literally has some butter biscuits for his ass. And up here, there's him with John Lewis on his page. He's up there with John Lewis. See, there's that same old, I spill blood in Selma. White daddy, they give me my butter biscuits so I can keep all y'all in the dark. These Sambo agents. So you see who he's around, all right? He literally has some biscuits on his damn. He's up here with a white woman and a plate of damn biscuits. He has a table full of biscuits. Man. And he got them tight ass micro braids. He's like he's balding and he done tied his braids to the back to cover up the bald spot. Lord. That's what he done tied his braids up to cover his bald spot in his head. You got to watch dudes like this, man. You got to watch all these people. I want to see if this dude, he might even be an immigrant. I got to look into him. But these are the people that, these boule connected folks. That's why the boule, I don't want them in the conversation, man. So he got some Susan Taylor braids. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't want this dude in the conversation. Because anytime people start talking down on ADOS, normally it's people who come from, who got immigrant family, backgrounds, immigrant grandparents. Notice, if you notice, all the people who've made up some straw man argument to justify taking shots at ADOS, foundational Black Americans, is always a Negro who has some kind of immigrant grandparent. Even Umar's big goofy ass. I heard Umar was talking greasy about ADOS people. The Prince of Pan Pizza. He was talking greasy. You dig? Yo, Umar's ass, he admitted that his granddad, great-granddad, is Cuban. Do y'all know that? Herpy Hotep? Do y'all know that? Yeah, he admitted that. You dig? Yeah. He admitted that his granddad. Hold on, let me play the video. Shit. Where's the video? Where's the damn video? Where's the video? Where's the video? Where's the video? Come on, man. Hold on. Let me find the video. If it'll let me do it. Hold on. Let me play Herpy Hotep, the Prince of Pineapple Ice Cream. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Let me get this popping. If I can find it. Hold on, where you at, thing? Hold on. Now this thing want to act. Here it is. All right, look at this. This is the Prince of Popcorn Shrimp. Listen to him. Hold on, in his own words. No wonder he talks about ADOS.
Dr. Umar Johnson, live and direct. I'm here in Cuba. We down on the South Coast having a good time, really enjoying myself. You know, I have a great grandfather who was from Cuba, who migrated to the United States of America. I had the blessing of meeting him prior to his transition unto the next level. And so it was an honor to meet that
well,
great
there you go.
grandfather of mine. He was Cuban. And so it was important for me to come. You know, as someone who studies the ancestors, it's always important.
All right, so there his big goofy ass is. All right. So no wonder he talks greasy about ADOS. All right? Big goofy nigga? Is that what it is? Your kin folks is Cuban? That what we doing, bruh? Yeah. So no wonder. That's why he had to come up with that whole Frederick Douglass lie. You think? Yeah, he ain't trying to get no reparations. But that's why he came up with that reparations lie. I mean, not reparations, but the Frederick Douglass lie. Even, I'm a descendant of Frederick Douglass. And the family of Frederick Douglass came out and said, no, he's not. The family of Frederick Douglass said, no, he's not. He's not a part of our family. I don't know why he keeps yelling and saying that, but the descendants of Frederick Douglass had to put out a statement about this clown. You dig? Because he was trying to get some foundational Black American credentials. So he's a descendant of Fidel Castro. I'm a descendant of Ricky Ricardo. I'm a descendant of Pitbull. Oh, man. So he's Cuban. That big nigga is Cuban. So he's the prince of picante sauce. Lord. Man. Lord. So, man, we got to understand these people lurking around us and their little backgrounds that they have that we don't know about. You dig? We got to understand the folks around us and, these people are real slick, man. These people are real slick, and they have ulterior motives. So they're trying to undermine stuff that we do. They try to do a lot of stuff to undermine what the hell we do. And we got to be cognizant of it. And we have to call them out on that. And again, we have to circle our wagons. Because we got these people trying to undermine us. And we thinking that they're one of us. And, we just can't let these people sit here and throw dirt on what we're trying to do. We can't let these people sit up here and throw dirt on what we're trying to do out here. Man. But a lot of people trying to dump on foundational Black Americans. They really have no argument. They really have no argument, and I don't take them too seriously. This is what we got to focus on. What we need to do. We got to focus on our program. We got a lot of work to do, and we got to stay the course. It's very important for us to stay the course. We got to stay the course, and keep on the codified path. We got to stay on code. That's why we can't get caught up in too many sideline arguments with folks. I don't really argue with people about, the mission of foundational Black Americans. There's nothing to argue about. You dig? It's not like something you can join and quit. Either you are a descendant of American slaves or you not. You dig? Either you are or you not. You dig? Man, but anyway, let me get ready to get out of here. By the way, I hope you all got your hold your own nut shirts, because that's what we're going to have people do. They're going to have to hold their own nuts. You dig? They're going to have to hold their own nuts. You need to go to tariqelite.com. Get the hold your own nuts shirts and sweaters. Niggas say I look almond-y tonight, hilarious. But get the hold your own nuts shirts. Get the First Them shirts at firstthem.com. Don't forget, everybody, we're pushing the Tangibles 2020 thing heavy. We still need you to support that. Support Tangibles 2020. We're out here on their necks. We're not letting up. If y'all want us to stay on the necks of these people, which is what we're doing, support. That's all we ask. You support so we can spend time staying on the necks of these people. We're going to beat that drum. And we're getting louder and louder with it. I might, Shondell, I might. But we're going to beat that drum heavy. Reparations 2020. Tangibles 2020. See, this is why I use the term tangibles alongside with reparations, because what they'll do, the white supremacists will do one of those lift-all programs and then try to say that that's reparations. You understand? So we got to watch the tricks that they do. And again, we got to watch these people who's supposed to be in black society, who's supposed to be pillars of black society. You got to watch them. They've been compromised. See, we got to really get on code, because everybody wants to push us and keep us on the bottom of the ring, and we're not going to tolerate that. Going into the next few years, understand it's about to get real pivotal right now, so we got to be on an empowerment thing. We got to be serious about empowerment. Shucking and jiving time is over. Kumbaya time is over. We don't have that luxury. These people are trying every Jedi mind trick they can on us. We got to stay 100% on code. And we got to be in the public, getting the message out of what needs to be done and staying on code. You dig? Because you got these Negroes out here who are well-funded, these Negroes that pop up out of nowhere. All of a sudden, some random Negro with micro mini braids, he's a leader somewhere, and he done popped up, and they're trying to talk down on what we're trying to do. We're talking about getting some money, some resources. They talking about some damn truth and reconciliation and hugs, and damn that. And understand, y'all gonna see more of that. They gonna start throwing them white women at you. Them Latinas, they're going to start throwing them at you to test your coon spirit. Y'all got to fight that. They're going to throw them at you. We got to be on top of our grind. You dig? We got to be on top of our game. We're all we got. We're going to have to look out for each other. We're going to have to look out for our babies. See, we're going to have to start looking out for our children. Because, again, these people are putting out movies and they're sending little messages within their movies. I just saw a movie the other night called Captive State. It started off as a cool movie, then it just got real jumbled, so I wouldn't recommend it. But the premise, it was a good premise, but they just didn't execute the movie right. The movie got hella confusing. That's why the reviews are bad on the movie, but it was a great concept. It was about this futuristic America in the future where there was some kind of alien takeover, and there was a big gap. Just everybody's either poor or very rich, and they got monitors in people's bodies, and the concept was about this black dude who was trying to, get a rebel thing going on, and that's a good premise. Okay, they're in this society where they're monitored 24 hours a day, and they're trying to fight the system, so that's interesting. Then it just got hella confusing. I couldn't even tell you what the hell happened. I don't understand what the fuck was going on. The movie got extremely weird, and it was just all over the place. It would have been a good movie as a Netflix series, but they put it out as a movie. It's at the movie theater. It's called Captive State, and it just wasn't that popping. It just got all over the place. But again, I see these little messages that they put out. Notice all of these apocalyptic type of futuristic narratives that they're putting out. Surviving in the future. Surviving around people who are different races in the future. You know, they're very sensitive to that. They're extremely sensitive to that, and we got to be sensitive about that. We just be on some happy-go-lucky, you know, just live and let die. No, we got to be very sensitive about how we're going to survive in the future around these white supremacists who are being ravaged by nature and their coon minions who are so off code, they just trying to get their butter biscuits. You understand? Dude, and I see people in the room kind of bringing up some divisive nonsense. That doesn't matter. You dig? None of the shit you're talking about, whoever's in the room talking about some divisive non sequiturs, that doesn't matter because we're on code right now. That's the good thing about being on code. Everybody ain't got to agree on everything, but I agree on code. That's how the white supremacists think. That's how all these other groups think. You know, they know how to put all their garbage aside to get on code for the betterment of the damn group. And we got dumbasses in this room right now trying to be on some divide and conquer, and that ain't going to work. That's not working. We don't have time for that. That's what Neely Fuller has been trying to tell us. You don't have to. We got to get off this thing about liking everybody. Asians think that way. Of course they think that way. See, understand, family. We got to get off the being like business. Do you understand me? Let's talk before. I got time. I ain't going nowhere right now. I got time. We got to get off the being liked business. Black folks got this thing about being liked and being loved. That's why they always talking about healing to us. Always talking about giving us hugs and all that garbage. Because they know that black people, we've been beaten down psychologically so much, we have a desire to be loved by people. This is why I like to bring up our history so that it brings up the esteem of the people so we're not so desperate to be coddled by other groups. We don't need to be loved by nobody or liked. Because being liked is underrated. Is overrated, I'm sorry. Y'all see how bold I am? People look, let me tell you something. If I just wanted to be liked, I could just keep my mouth shut and I could just talk about relationships forever. If I wanted to be liked. Let me tell you something. I would be on television a lot. They would have me on television a lot when my books came out. And they're still trying to get me on television now, to be truth be told. In television, they have something called a Q rating. Okay? Television, they have something called a Q rating, meaning the likability factor. Certain people have a high Q rating, meaning people will tune in to watch that person because they like that person's personality. And they've done stuff on me, and they've shown that I have a high Q rating when it comes to television. Whenever I'm on something, people tune in. People like watching me on television. People like my energy. They like my personality. When I was on MTV doing shows like Made, they were getting killer ratings. And that's why they kept giving me different specials. They gave me special show because the ratings were high. People like watching me, seeing me chop up game. So certain people have a high Q rating. So the thing is, when it comes to me spreading my message, I see, well, I don't need television to do that because my books sell, my lectures sell. And now, as you see, I'm here online. It's 5,000, 6,000 people in here right now. You did? That's why most of my videos get like 100,000 views. Most television shows don't get that. Do you know that? A lot of shows on television don't even get that. But my videos on average get over 100,000 views. My videos on average. Because I have a high Q rating. People like my personality. They like how I get information across. They like how I speak and present the information. It's relatable and people can fuck with it. You understand? So I could just kick back and just chill. Dude, I've been on Conan O'Brien. I've been on Tonight Show. People all around the world like watching my ass. I could have just rolled that wave forever and just talked about relationships and just been this, hey man, hey, let's talk about dating. And I could have been that dude. Easily. I could still go back and be that dude if I wanted to, but there's bigger fish to fry. You dig? I could have been that, but I understand there's more important issues that need to be addressed, and it's going to stop me from being liked by certain people. And that's a risk that I was willing to take. Because I'd rather live in damn truth than be sitting up here phony as damn hell. That's one thing that I ain't going to do. Because the thing is, I understand, even being around people in the dominant society working in television, I understand white supremacy. And I understand that, I get a high Q rating and the viewers like watching me. But I understand these people at these networks, they can give less than a damn about my ass. That's one thing I'm not going to fall for. All that, hey, can you come on, let's do lunch. All right. I know not to internalize that as if these people are really genuine. This is business. See, this is where black folks mess up. See, I know how to walk away from certain things. See, black folks get around all them white folks hugging and kissing on you and giving you drinks and all that. And you're like, damn, I done made it. Man, I got it made. If all the other black folks just act like they got some sense, they get it made too. Nah, I know these people are turning on your ass at the drop of a hat. You dig? So I always knew that. So I never internalized that. That's why I never kicked it around the people like that. I always looked at it as business. Whenever I did television, that's business to me. I look at it as if, what am I going to get out of it tangible? Whites do, truth be told, white people love me. White people like me now. You know how many white people watching right now? White people like me now. They just don't like the fact that I call out white supremacy. White people still like me. They still do. Don't be fooled. White people watch me to this day. They all follow me on Twitter. All of them do. They do. They just hate that I call out white supremacy. So they try to butter me up and all this old stuff. Because they respect it, number one. And even the ones who don't like me respect. You dig? Because let me tell you something. The white supremacists know that they're wrong. The white supremacists, they know that they are wrong. Let's be very clear. They know they're full of it and they know they're wrong. So it's natural to respect the truth. The white people know all the stuff I'm saying, they know it's the truth. They know it's the truth. Let me tell you something. With Dr. Martin Luther King, back then the white people couldn't stand him, but they respected him. They still respect him now. They didn't like the fact that he was calling them out. That's why they killed him. But they'll do that. The white supremacists, they understand the truth. They understand that white supremacy is wrong. This is why black folks stop trying to convince them that white supremacy is wrong. They know it. They look at it as a necessary evil to survive. Please stop trying to show white supremacists how bad they hurt you. They understand that it's bad. They understand that it's wrong. They understood what they did to Dr. King was wrong. They know that. But that was a necessary evil. That's why they respect him when he's dead. So now he's not agitating, challenging what they're doing. Now that he's dead, they can just focus on the non-violence. Now that he's dead, we can just keep on beating the drum of non-violence. We ain't going to talk about all that reparations talk he was spewing. We ain't going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that non-violence. And then, so even if they don't like you, they got to respect, because everybody respects somebody who stands on principle. Let me tell you something. All you Negroes who are around white people, for Terry Crews, for example, I give you a great example. Now, Terry Crews was out here buck dancing for white people, and I tried to warn him, Terry, you got to chill out. Man, shut up. You ain't going to tell me. You better, you ain't my brother. I said, brother, you ain't none of my brother. And then he's trying to get brownie points with white people. And white people started fake liking him. Oh, you tell him, Terry. Yeah, Terry, I wish more people could be like you, Terry. Yeah, that's right. I ain't like Tariq and them. And he's doing interviews, throwing me under the bus, him and Mike Tyson. Yeah, that Tariq, man, he toxic masculinity, man. And white people are fake liking you. Then all of a sudden, all the white people, because they're fake liking you and they see what you're doing, they see that you Samboing it up, so they don't respect you. The white people see what you're doing. They fake liking you, and they're talking under their breath. Oh, this nigga's so dumb. Oh, you're the best, Terry. Look how stupid he is. Look at him dancing, and look at him. He's jumping up, grinning. Look at that big dumb smile. You're the best, Terry. That's what they're doing to him. It's fake love. So then, because they don't respect him, they flipped on him. Well, Terry, certain comments you made, we felt are misogynistic too. So we don't like you no more, Terry. But I'm sorry. It's too late, Terry. Hey, black folks, I'm sorry. Then he started apologizing to black folks. See? That's the game y'all play and you lose. See, people like Muhammad Ali, he stood on principle. They didn't like him at the time, but he's one of the most well-respected American black people in history because he stood on principle. So they'll respect you because I demand respect. You're going to give me that respect. You ain't got no other choice. So I'm not in the business of being liked. I'm going to get respect. You dig? Being liked is very underrated. Overrated. I'm sorry, it's very overrated. See, we got this thing, we'll do anything to be liked, and then you compromise your integrity. No, I'm going to stand on principle. And y'all stop being afraid to call out white supremacy and the people who practice it. Stop being afraid to do that and stand on truth, stand on principle. This where it goes back into the esteem of black people. You did? See, there's a collective lack of esteem because, see, black people, we believe because white people control all the resources. Because white people control resources, you think, okay, they got to be smarter. They must be smarter than us if they got all the resources. The white supremacists, and like Neely Fuller says, the white supremacists are the smartest people on the planet, and they are because they're smart enough to have a code. They're smart enough to have a damn code. If black people just wised up to that fact, we'd be fine. You dig? If we just wised up to have a code, we haven't figured that little simple formula out. That's why they keep winning. They just have a code that we don't have. That's the missing link right there. An example was that whole Just Hilarious thing where all these goofy Negroes were dumping on Just Hilarious. And what are you as a black person going to get out of that? Dumping on her for another group of people who wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Off code. But understand, That's why it's very important for us to understand history. Yeah, I saw the movie Guns, Germs, and Steel, and they tried to say that the white supremacists got an advantage because they had access to guns and they used germs and they had steel, but that's not true. That's not why they had an advantage. That is not why they had an advantage. We had steel in Africa, we had iron and all that stuff. We had it. That's not why. Not in the diseases and the germs and that contributed to it, but that's not why. Remember, man, the Moors brought the fire stick, which became the gun. They brought that into Europe. That wasn't it. That wasn't it at all. Black folks got access to guns. You got guns now. That ain't it. Let me tell you something. If black folks during the 1600s, the 1400s, or whatever, if they had just a stockade of guns, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't matter now. You can drop off millions of guns in a black neighborhood right now. By next week, all those guns would be in the hands of the white supremacists. You know why? Because we ain't got no code. It ain't a military, and my folks who are in the military, they understand this. The military ain't about your external weapons. The military is in here. This is the military. The military is here. That's why, and I talked about this in Hidden Colors, they show the Rambo movies. This is why they show movies like Rambo. Rambo was real big in the 80s. They were giving you game, giving the white people game on what to do. They would drop Rambo off in the jungle, Sylvester Stallone, and he would use his mind and his wits to survive. He would wage one-man guerrilla warfare. Do you understand? It ain't about no guns, germs, and steel. That ain't why they had an advantage. They have a code and we don't. The minute we get on code, we can trump all that. Look at Haiti. That's why, go look at 1804. You had black people who didn't have shit. They didn't have nothing. They didn't have all those advanced weapons of France, Britain, and Spain. And these Haitians beat all three of the mightiest armies in the world. Why? Because the Haitians got on code. They all put all the differences aside, got rid of the coons, and said, hey, we're going to use voodoo to codify our spiritual essence and get on code, and they were unstoppable. That's why everything they do is to get us off code. They're always trying to infiltrate our business and get in between us. North Sentinel Island, that's another one. Nobody can go on that island. You cannot step your ass on that island. Those people don't have all those weapons. Those people been around for 60,000 years, and you can't step your ass on that island without getting that work. So your guns, germs, and steel ain't gonna do nothing. You got to kill them all off, or that's it. The military's in here. North Sentinel Island, they've been shutting people down with sticks. And they ding-a-ling and balls out. You understand? The military's in here. Got to get on code. It's all about codes. So the thing is, man, it's very important for us to know our history and what we've done. Because again, we've been told to undermine ourselves. We've been told that they have an advantage over us because they are smarter than us, and they're smart to the extent that they have a code. But understand this. Notice those white families pushing their kids in school by paying all that money. That school scandal. They were paying all that money to get their dumbass kids in school and pushing them through school. It's all about resources. They know how to get on code and not snitch on each other. Somebody eventually snitch. It looked like they're trying to make the black guy like one of the coaches, the fall guy out there. But it just shows how they get on code. And even with lies, they get on code when it comes to deceit. Understand, the smartest thing the white supremacists done was get on code. That's their code. That's their strength right there. Their code is their strength. If we got on code, we would be unstoppable. Because again, our genius is usually downplayed. The black people, we have innate genius. We have an innate genius. We have to understand that. See, we think, you know what we think? A lot of us are afraid to challenge white supremacy because we've been so dependent on white supremacy for so long. We think we don't know how to function without it. You better understand this. When the Haitians, and we talked about this in 1804, when they got them white supremacists out of Haiti, the Haitians built one of the most monumental structures in the Western Hemisphere. They built the Citadel. That's a big fortress on a mountain in Haiti. That's an architectural marvel. And notice, you never hear about the Citadel. In mainstream media, nothing. You never hear about the Citadel because they don't want to show you Haitians or just black people showing intellectual architectural genius. Because understand, when it came to slavery, they make you think y'all were just out there, our folks was just picking cotton. No, we were not just picking no damn cotton. Black people were builders, architects. Black people were building all types of monuments and structures, street layouts, Benjamin Banneker. We were doing amazing things. It wasn't just about no damn cotton. We got to understand what we did and who the hell we are, man. Do you know how many things were stolen from black folks? That's the thing. A lot of things came from us and we just don't get credit for it. That's why y'all got to go to hiddencolorsfilm.com and watch this stuff, man. Man, you got people out here in products and stuff that were directly created by black folks. You got people, and we talked about this brother, Granville T. Woods, who they called the Black Edison. And this brother was phenomenal because this brother had so many different inventions, and this brother had really no formal school training. And what happened was back then, black folks would create stuff and then white people just go patent it. Razor Simone, y'all ban him, please. He's trolling. But black people would create so much stuff, but black folks didn't know how to patent that stuff. We didn't know nothing about that. So white folks just took the patent and just took it for themselves. You dig? And Granville T. Woods was one of these brothers. This brother was so prolific in creating stuff. As a matter of fact, and they don't give him enough credit for this, this brother created something called the telegraph. How to pronounce it? Hold on, I got to get the pronunciation. It's spelled telegraphony, but it's pronounced something else. But it's spelled like the word telegraphony, but it's pronounced telegraphy, something. But this was a device that he ended up selling to Alexander Graham Bell because this device allowed you to transmit your voice over telegram lines. And Alexander Graham Bell did not want this brother to be competition, so Alexander Graham Bell bought the patent for that. He bought it from Granville, so that gave Granville a little money. Somebody said Teletubbies. Let me give y'all the name of that device. But the reason why we're able to talk on phones is really because of this brother. No, not the phonograph. They don't tell you that. And Lewis Latimer, remember, Alexander Graham Bell was all around these black geniuses, and they were getting all that shit from him. Hold on, let me give y'all the name of that thing. Hold on. Let me give y'all the exact name of it, of the device. Okay. Telegraphony. Telegraphony. I think that's how you pronounce it, but it looks like telegraphony. I'll put the spelling here. It's a real weird spelling, but you can Google it. Yeah, the Nigerian brother, Philip Ngwinali, I think he's the, okay, damn it, I can't put it in the chat room, I'm not on the thing. It's spelled telegraphany, like the telegraph and the telephone. But it's spelled like telegraphany. Right, there you go, Mansa Mula. Right, telegraphany. Telegraphany, but it's the emphasis is on another part of the word, though. That's the word, guys. But the point is, a brother sold that to Alexander Graham Bell to use for the telephone to improve on the telephone. Yeah. Hold on, I'm about to give y'all the right, I want to get the right pronunciation now. Hold on, I want to get the right pronunciation of it now. Well, hold on. I'm going to play. Hold on 1 second. Y'all bear with me. Okay, hold on. This is it. This is the pronunciation. Hold on.
Telegraphony.
Telegraphony. Right. Telegraphony. That's how it's pronounced. Telegraphony. That's why I was having a little trouble. Telegraphony. Yeah, but then the brother's name is Granville T. Woods. And his brother, what he did, he created some stuff because he was obsessed with trains. This brother was very obsessed with trains. So he had like just dozens and dozens of different patents. And he created something where you could communicate on trains, and he patented that. And what happened at the time, Thomas Edison was stealing everybody's shit. See, they make it seem like Thomas Edison was this kind of big-time genius. He was not. Thomas Edison would steal stuff and then go run to the patent office and say he created it. And he tried to do this to Granville. But the thing is, Thomas Edison had long money. Thomas Edison had big paper. So he go steal somebody's stuff, and you couldn't sue him. You needed money to sue somebody, especially a black person. So you're like, damn. I created this and Thomas Edison then went and patented it. I ain't got no money to sue him. And yeah, those patents were expensive. So, but the fact that Granville, he had money from that deal with Alexander Graham Bell. So Granville had a little bag on him. So when when Thomas Edison tried to jack his inventions, my man said, no, we're going to have to go to court on that. So Thomas Edison went to court with Granville T. Woods multiple times. And Granville won multiple times. So you know Granville had to be on top of his game if he won against Thomas Edison at that time during the height of Jim Crow. And then Thomas Edison tried to hire him to work at Edison's company since he couldn't finesse him directly like that. He was like, well, let me hire you to work at my company so I can legally steal your shit. And Granville's like, you eat a dick. And Granville told him to kick rocks. You dig? But that just shows you the genius that we've had, man. And my brother, Granville, he ended up selling a lot of his stuff to Westinghouse, GE, General Electric. A lot of stuff from General Electric came from that brother. He sold a lot of his patents because it was hard for him to really get it popping with his own company. He had his own company, but being a black man in Jim Crow, there was only so much he could do. Yeah, Henry Ford, another one. He was stealing all that stuff from George Washington Carver, man. You look at all these folks, there's a black person in the background giving them the game. But Westinghouse, General Electric, they got a whole bunch of stuff from Granville T. Woods, gave him his little money, and then, they low-key finessed him. Unfortunately, the brother died his last few years. He was damn near in poverty. At that time, they just finesse you. And unfortunately, Granville T. Woods, he didn't get a tombstone on he had an unmarked grave until like 1975, man. See, this is why we got to know when our brothers and sisters are out here doing great things, we have to recognize that. Jack Daniels was a brother. It was a black dude who came up with the formula for Jack Damn Daniels. Jack Daniels whiskey. It was a black dude who came up with the formula. It was Jack Daniels went down there, some plantation a brother was making, because that's what black folks do. My grandma used to make whiskey back in the woods of Alabama. If you got some parents, grandparents who lived in Alabama back in those days, they made whiskey in the damn woods. So that was something that black folks did. We knew how to do that. So my man made this high quality whiskey. Jack Daniels wasn't black, but he got that recipe for the whiskey from a black dude. You did? Nearest Green, that was the brother's name. Real talk, Nearest Green. So yeah, you ain't never heard of Nearest Green. That's the brother who made Jack Daniels whiskey. They just took it. They'll just take your shit now. You better be on top of your game. They will take your stuff. Famous Amos, Wally Amos. And I see a lot of his stuff out there in Hawaii because I think he still lives out there. Wally Amos made them good-ass cookies. They finessed that brother. He can't use his name no more. That brother can't even use his real name. They finessed him so bad out of that cookie recipe. That brother can't use his name at all. He made up there's another cookie he had. I think it was called the Big Kahuna, something like that. But he can't use his own name. Them Famous Amos cookies are monster. Them things good as hell. But, when we start owning stuff, when we start creating, again, they go out of their way to kind of finesse it or try to take credit for it. You did? Y'all don't understand the level of lying and stealing that these people do. Y'all don't understand the level of lying and stealing that they do. See, black folks, we're taught we better play fair. You ain't got to play fair. Now with other groups, we need to get that in our heads too. You don't have to play fair. We're the ones playing by the book, and everybody else is just, there ain't no rule book for them. You did? You better stop playing fair and start playing to win. Yeah? Because there's a lot of stuff they don't tell you about. Let me tell you something. Just like with this whole Michael Jackson leaving Neverland thing. And I talked about Ron Newt, my brother, and I'm not going to go back into that. I talked about that. But all these people, with that Michael Jackson thing, this is a money grab. Because again, when you do stuff like get ownership and you finesse the music industry legally and you get the bag, they want to make an example. They're trying to make an example out of not just, they've already got Michael, he's dead, but they're trying to make an example out of his legacy. Because if you start getting into the game of owning things and owning the rights to certain white icons, they want to send a message. You dig? I saw an article recently that said Michael Jackson was trying to get Elvis's catalog because he was messing with Elvis's daughter. He was married to Elvis, so they really, really felt the way about that. They really felt the way about that. And the fact that Michael had access to that Beatles catalog, the Beatles, that's a global icon, especially in white society. So for a black man and a black family, because when you think Michael Jackson, that's a family, the Jackson family, owning that, they don't want to give you no ideas. Notice when black folks start owning stuff, then you become a threat. You dig? When you start owning stuff, then you become a threat. Speaking of the Beatles, let me give you some more game a lot of y'all don't know about. Google, let's do it right now while I'm talking because I want y'all to see this. John Lennon and Yoko Ono, they recorded an album in the late 60s. Now, in the late 70s, early 80s, they got with David Geffen to do some John Lennon solo stuff. But in the late 60s, John Lennon and Yoko They had an album. Now, the Beatles, I think they were on Capitol Records. Capitol Records didn't want to put this album out because I think John and Yoko were naked on the cover or something like that. Their ass was showing. So there was an independent label, another label that put it out called Tetragrammaton Records. I want y'all to Google this while I'm talking. Tetragrammaton Records in the late 1960s. While we're talking, I want y'all to Google that record. Tetragrammaton Records. And look who the founder of that record label is. And Sam Cooke too. Sam Cooke was putting out some stuff too. That's why they got rid of Sam Cooke. But Tetragrammaton Records own the rights to that John Lennon stuff and some other Beatles songs. Somebody spelled it. Tetragrammaton Records. There you go. Bill Cosby. A lot of folks didn't know that. Bill Cosby, yes. That's the Hebrew spelling of Yahweh, yes. Bill Cosby owned that label. He was the founder of that label. Bill Cosby, a lot of folks don't know, owned some of the rights to the Beatles stuff. You see what I'm saying? So, even though the record label might be gone, somebody still owned the rights. So Bill is still holding on to the rights to some of the Beatles stuff. You feel me? They ain't saying that. Nobody's telling you that. Now you see why we get all these trumped up charges on you all of a sudden. Yeah? And then when you start owning stuff, Bill Cosby owned the rights to the little rap. Yeah, I heard about that. They don't like that, dude. They don't like that when black folks doing all that owning. Hell yeah, I be researching. Boy, I be looking up stuff. Boy, I be putting two and two together. Boy, I be putting two and two together. That's why I'm like, I want y'all to look it up while I'm talking. So it ain't no conspiracy. I want y'all to see. You dig? Man, but there's certain songs, like he had that John Lennon song, and there were other songs that John Lennon and the Beatles recorded for Tetragrammaton Records. So not the entire Beatles catalog, but there are some Beatles songs and John Lennon songs and records that Bill Cosby had the rights to. Do you understand? That's valuable. The Beatles are, come on, man. You want some shit from the Beatles, you sitting on something. So the rabbit hole goes deep. Yeah, it was an edgy record at the time, and Cosby decided to take a gamble on it. Because, the mainstream Capitol, they didn't want to put it out. Man. So some really heavy stuff out here, man. It's some really heavy stuff out here. Because understand, at this time, this is the time when, especially in the 60s, when the name of the game was to screw all the black artists out of their royalties and rights. Dude, that's a no-no, owning the rights of black artists. You weren't even supposed to own the rights to your stuff, let alone some white artists. You owning the rights to white artist stuff? No. With Sam Cooke, Look at that documentary about Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke was a rider. He was more of a thorough rider than I even knew. The mafia was threatening Sam Cooke when he started owning the rights to his own stuff and all these other people. When he didn't want to have a middleman, they were threatening his life up until he died. The mafia was, even Sammy Davis Jr. was telling Sam, hey man, because Sam was clicked in with, Frank Sinatra and the mafia and all these dudes. So Sammy Davis Jr. was warning Sam Cooke like, hey man, these are some serious dudes. Yeah? Yeah, that Sam Cooke movie is a good movie on Netflix. Yeah, Tetragrammaton, and Pat Boone, a lot of people, man. A lot of people. You didn't? So you see why Bill Cosby was sitting on damn near $500 million. You see why he was sitting on $500 million. Bill was sitting on some real paper, man. Bill was sitting on some real paper. Man. No, Sammy was a rider. Sammy Davis was a rider. Sammy, he did a lot of good stuff. Sammy, he was a rider. I won't throw Sammy under the bus. But yeah, that whole Cadillac Records thing, yeah. That was the name of the game. Just give artists Cadillacs. Some of them were smart enough to not go for that, like James Brown. James Brown was like, man, if you don't get this Cadillac out my damn face. But anyway, man, let me get up out of here, yo. Let me get out of here. We've done some overtime here. Damn, I've been over here for a long ass time. Anyway, y'all, go to Tangibles 2020 below. Number one, everybody hit the like button while we're here. Everybody here, hit the like button. Also, everybody hit the subscribe button. And is there a bell down here where you're supposed to get alerts? All right, because I want y'all to get alerts when I'm broadcasting live. Everybody hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button. Let's hit that subscribe button.
When I'm broadcasting
live.
Everybody
hit that subscribe button right now, everybody. Hit that subscribe button. My other channel before it got deleted, I had like 100,000. I just hit 100,000. I need to get back to 100,000 subscribers on here. Let's get to 100,000 by this weekend. We can get it. We can get back to 100,000. I'm thinking about doing a lecture in DC. Possibly next month or either late April or early May. I'm thinking about doing a lecture because I haven't done a lecture in a while. Haven't been on the road doing a lecture in a while. I'd like to do a lecture in DC, probably DC, so we can talk about, the political game and ADOS, Foundational Black Americans, and just talk about what we need to do, as far as being on top of our game politically as Foundational Black Americans. I've been thinking about doing that because a lot of people have been asking me to do a lecture, and I haven't done a lecture in a while because I've been so busy doing other stuff. Hidden Colors 5 is coming this summer. We're still working very hard on that. It's coming through. Come back to London. Yes, I do have to go back to London. I love London. Shout out to London. You dig? And I don't know. I got to find some venues in DC. Got to find some lecture venues in DC. Yeah, I love DC. I've been promising DC a lecture for the longest, and I got to get out there to DC. I've been really promising to do a lecture in DC, and I get a lot of love in DC. So yeah, let's get 100,000 subscribers. Everybody hit the subscribe button if you have not already. You did? Yeah, HC5 is coming, man. That's coming, definitely. All right, but go to Tangibles 2020, contribute to Tangibles 2020. First, them, go get your shirts at TariqElite.com and stock up on Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, 4 at HiddenColorsFilm.com. You dig? And I am going to holler at you guys on ISM Radio Tuesday. Y'all be good.